How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this Madden 23 video, it's going to feature a lot of defensive touchdowns, a lot of interceptions, and pick sixes, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, it has been about 2 weeks since I've uploaded a Madden 23 video, and there have been a lot of players that have been released, so I'm going to be using a variety of players in this video. We're using a team from a little while ago, and then I have pretty much tried out every quarterback in the game. I've really tried out a lot of the good defensive players, including some of the most recent legends that have been released into the game. But I've also sold my team at different points in time because the market has crashed, or at least fluctuated significantly a couple times throughout the year, particularly when they release big promos, brand new content in the game. Some of the better players at their respective positions, right, tend to drop the price of other cards. So I knew some of that stuff, and I've been keeping up with some of the content updates and whatnot. But it just seems like every time there is a content update in this game, something's messed up. There are things that are not working properly. So I tend to wait a little while before picking up some of the brand new cards. But I do plan on getting some of these brand new AKA cards that are coming out, or that are actually in the game right now. But with that said, we're hopping into a variety of games, right? Some of these games are head-to-head seasons. Some of them are MUT champs. I was actually trying to get Tariq Woolen at this point in time, and I've already unlocked him. This is from a little while ago. But I am still using Aaron Rodgers as of right now. At the end of the video, we're going to mix it up a little bit with a different quarterback, or at least Michael Vick and Drew Bledsoe. I'm also going to be going over a team update with my current squad at the end. But in that last game there, if you notice, I ran the ball on 3rd and 20. I had gotten sacked the previous play, but there was only about 11 or 12 seconds left on the clock before halftime. I ended up running the ball, getting into field goal range, tied up the game, and then we ended up winning that game with the defensive stop coming out of halftime and taking the lead right there. So I wanted to include that play because I thought it was a pretty good heads-up play there, and it ultimately led to me winning the game. Now here in the next one, we have a couple of defensive stops here right away. One early on, a pick six to start the game. That's literally the best thing that can happen. Puts the pressure on the opponent. It kind of adjusts their offensive game plan, especially if they have, maybe a set few plays that they plan on using on their opening drive. In this game, some people will show you their game plan right away, and if you're able to stop them up, then you can get some pretty quick victories. People will tend to quit out, especially if you go up by 2 scores. Typically though, in the past, in my Madden history, I have never really played defense that well. I've always been a better offensive player. Not that I'm like crazy good in this game, but I am starting to learn a lot more, right? I'm starting to learn a little bit about how the game works in terms of animations, in terms of what buttons to press to kind of help yourself out. And just one example, over the last few days, I learned that if you're on defense and you catch an interception and you're tapping R1 as you're returning it, the player tends to get a little bit of a speed boost, or at least the ball carrier will actually alternate which hand they're holding the football with, and that will actually speed up your player a little bit. So I've been learning a couple of things as I go. Also, I've been paying attention to what other players are doing against me, especially when they're not having a problem moving the ball. They're just torching my defense, right? I'm trying to figure out what exactly they are doing in order to stop it, number one, but also potentially use some of those tactics in terms of adding it to your scheme, and also being able to stop it from happening in the future, right? Like, for example, there are some times where I will be going up against certain offenses where I have, some of the same plays in my playbook, or some very similar plays, and I will call those plays hoping that the opponent will show me how to stop it, because that's what they're running. So you're kind of playing a little bit of mind games every once in a while. I'm still, getting used to some of these adjustments, trying to learn some of these different defenses and offenses. If you notice there, I had a terrible user on the running back wheel route. If he would have lobbed past it to the running back, he probably would have had a touchdown. Instead, he threw it to a different receiver who is definitely covered there, and we end up with a pick six. Later on in the game, same type of thing. I thought he had that table route, I guess, going towards the left sideline. I thought the tight end was going to break away from the corner there. Instead, he threw it to the receiver on the right side, who was also running the same route over the middle of the field, and we end up with an interception. Another interception here with Warren Sapp, pick 6, and we end up winning that game pretty much purely off of defense, right? I didn't really have to call a whole lot of offensive plays there. Some of these games I win, I don't have to play offense at all. And I would say that's all right, because typically my red zone offense is my weakness. That is my biggest weakness when playing. And a lot of times when I'm, getting interceptions early on, I get a good amount of practice when in the red zone, and that's usually when I'm struggling. But anyway, I felt like that was a pretty good move with Derek Johnson there. This opponent is just throwing picks left and right. He had a wide receiver wide open. It was Crabtree who was out of bounds there. I'm pretty sure he was wide open. But Lester Hayes has definitely been an incredible corner. I paid probably $500,000 for him, but I've had him for probably 2 weeks, a couple weeks now, since he dropped initially after his release. But anyway, this play specifically has helped me in the red zone. Just a simple, goal line play action. A lot of players will run commit. They think you're going to QB sneak it, right? You kind of just maybe even cancel the play action and just go with a high ball to one of those tight ends, especially if you have, Casper and Parham. Those are my 2 tight ends, my go-to guys. For some of this gameplay, I did not have Casper, right? Just recently picked that card up. Once I got the 30 daily objectives completed, I had enough XP to get that card. But I have been, playing this game a good amount. Sometimes, playing MLB, sometimes playing Madden. We got some brand new ranked seasons rewards in MLB today. But I wanted to focus on Madden, right? Try out a couple different quarterbacks in this one. Here we're using Mike Vick. The last play, we threw a game-winning touchdown in house rules with Drew Bledsoe. Here we have Mike Vick once again. And I do like this play out of shotgun doubles weak. I think that's the formation. But it is one of these red zone running back kind of corner routes. And it also has, the tight end wheel route with it. And that was what I threw to Casper on the last play. Here, this one, just a corner route to the tight end. But I like mixing in another formation. It's a shotgun stack. It's in the Packers book as well. And it's called Red Zone Scissors. So that is a play I go to in the red zone. It sets this running back corner route a little bit deeper than the flat route out of like level sail or drive out, different plays like that. This is the corner route that I'm talking about from the halfback. And I'm not even going to throw it to the halfback this time. I kind of put everybody over to the left side as a decoy, and I saw that streak, or at least that seam route, against a slower safety. I think that might even be a corner in Ward. But I saw that guy did not look like he had a good matchup there, so I wanted to try it. We go up by 7 points here in this one, and really just started off playing pretty bad. I had 2 opportunities to score. I ended up throwing 2 interceptions in the red zone. So really I could be up by even 6 more points if I was to just take a field goal. But we end up sealing the game here with this interception from Grant Delpit. And this is the current squad that I'm using. I am using a lot of AP on my wide receivers, but as of right now, I'm not using a quarterback with an ability. I plan on picking up Marshawn Lynch and a couple other legends as I've gone to a legend theme team, but I also don't have 40 of them, right? I only have about 28 out of the 40 legends necessary. I'm trying to get that speed boost. Before I was using 40 Raiders, and I had a little bit of a different team, but I sold some of those guys in preparation for the content today, and I plan on picking up some of those legends with the 2.7 million coins that I have, as well as that amount of coins needs to last me for many, many months. So I have to be careful about how much I spend. Until next time, peace out.